Hi, my name is Amy. I'm from London and I moved to China in September 2018. I got a job as an ESL teacher and I moved to a city called Wuhan in central China. Before I moved to Wuhan, I had no idea what to expect. All I knew were the many misconceptions that we have back home about China. I've been living here for the past 6 months and I'm having a great time. So I made this video to show you my experience of China and what it's like to live here. The cost of living is quite reasonable. It's not as cheap as you'd expect it to be, but reasonable is the right word to describe it. The cost depends on the type of city that you're living in, and the cities are broken down into tiers, with tier 1 cities being the best cities, for example, Beijing and Shanghai. Wuhan is a tier 2 city, so that's quite a nice city to be in. It's a really big city. It's got 11 million people. It's modern, it's fast-paced, and it's changing all the time. Things like utilities, rent, travel, food are very reasonable. In fact, I'd say they're quite cheap. Things start to get expensive when it comes to luxury goods. For example, things like technology or certain types of clothing, jewelry, shoes, they can get expensive quite quickly. And also if you want to live a Western lifestyle, so for example, you want to eat at Western restaurants and drink at Western bars, things like that can get expensive quite quickly. However, you just need to budget yourself. With regards to the major bills, rent, utilities, travel, food, they're so cheap that it's quite easy to have a good quality of life here. You might be surprised to hear this, but the people of China are very diverse. There are 55 different ethnic groups in China, and the people differ depending on which part of China they're from. All across China, you can get different dialects, different cultures, different cuisine. Even the physical features of the people differ according to the different regions. The official language of China is Mandarin. However, not everybody can understand the standardized version of it. China is pretty safe. I feel comfortable going out at night and coming home in the early hours of the morning. In fact, I've never had any instances where I felt unsafe. The Chinese government makes it a point to keep people safe in China because they want to encourage more tourism within China. The people are quite friendly, they're curious. As a foreigner, you'll actually feel famous because Chinese people love to take pictures of foreigners. It's such a homogenous society that meeting a foreigner is quite a special event. So they love to take pictures to show to their friends and family that they met someone different. Science and technology has developed quite rapidly in the past 25 years in China, and you can see it everywhere. However, because of internet censorship due to the Great Firewall of China, China has developed its own cyberspace, which is blocked off from the rest of the world. So there's no Google, there's no Twitter, no Facebook, etc. However, the people of China access their own social media apps using this internet space. So for every social media app that we have in the West, there's a Chinese counterpart. For example, for Twitter, there's Weibo. For YouTube, there's Youku. And for WhatsApp, there's WeChat. In fact, WeChat is the most popular and the most useful of all the apps. It has so many functionalities that it's become an integral part of daily life. For example, not only does it have the messaging service, but also you can buy train tickets on it, flight tickets on it, you can book hotels on it, you can pay for goods and services using QR codes, you can pay all your utility bills on it, you can play games on it, the list goes on. It's an amazing app and that's what we all use here. Food in China is quite diverse. I've come across some very unique and interesting dishes since I've been here. And one thing that you should know is that the food in China is completely different to the Chinese food we have back home in the UK. I went to a traditional Chinese restaurant and I can recognize half the things on the menu. In fact, I can recognize most of the things on the menu. However, I've had some very delicious dishes, and my favorite at the moment is the hot pot, which is like a fondue, except you have a simmering pot of soup which has a specific flavor. It can be spicy, it can be tangy, and you would add various different ingredients into the soup and it would cook right in front of you. So that's my favorite at the moment. Food is a big topic in China, and I feel like I need to make another video to tell you some of the things I've had. Okay, other quick things I can tell you. Most people don't do Kung Fu in China. Most people don't wear traditional Chinese clothing. The fashion is quite influenced by the West. A lot of people do drink hot water and tea here. They also drink other types of drinks that you probably shouldn't drink warm. For example, Coca-Cola, orange juice, watermelon juice. Chinese people do a lot of national travel, but not much international travel. And most people live in tower blocks because of the huge population. There is a lot of pollution in China, so the best way to keep safe is to have air purifiers and humidifiers, as well as wearing the surgical masks. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.